All right. See the new sweatshirts? We gotta walk in backwards so you can see them. Well, all right, so now I can make a video and I feel like I have something to offer, not just, some random person that's gonna be watching this, which, that's cool and stuff, but I really got something to put on video for my kids and for things that are meaningful, because honestly, who are you doing to do? But I am at a point to where I've been in Idaho for about 10 months, nine or 10 months. I've got solid clientele now. I've literally got the sweatshirts rolling in, which that's been a goal for years. I've got insurance. I'm licensed contractor stuff. I couldn't do in California. They just regulated the crap out of everything. Hey, Dave.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Baby, you have no shoes on.
I know, due to sweep and...
Baby, just go do the dishes, that's it. And then get ready. Don't come out here without shoes on.
Just the dishes? Babe. You don't want to sweep or just the dishes?
Dave, just talk to Rosie. She's right next to you.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing out here, Dave. Well, I guess this video is for you, David. So, yeah, so we're at a point now where we can really look back on and see positive things, see lots of trial and lots of error, things that didn't happen before. When I wanted to make these videos, when it was in my heart, it wasn't happening, because I knew that there was a lot more pain to be had, a lot more growth to be had, a lot more things to explain that really weren't going to translate because they weren't experienced yet. I can't make videos about every single detail, so I can only recap and look back, and when the jobs are really something to translate on video, I will. But today, it's not here, so the business is going great. The move to Idaho has been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. It's probably 30 degrees right now, at best 34. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. And I feel great. Right now I'm in between jobs, and just the end of the year being kind of frustrating because there's ice everywhere, and I do not have a 4x4, which I wish I had, but I don't. I have everything else, climbing, everything else is in place. That, really, I've hit a milestone, because there's actually a path to go on now. Before it was basically like climbing a hill that was wanting to go down, but you did everything you could to try to make it go up, and now it's literally going up. If anything, of course there's going to be drawbacks, and there's always drawbacks. There's always has to be those downward something, but this way, unless something tragic happens, like a natural disaster, things are pretty much going to go up. And that's kind of what I wanted to be at. That's where my spirit can finally relax and feel okay. I'm going to double check and make sure that this thing is on. Okay. So, I can look at all the tools and show you, like this guy. We bought this guy brand new. It's gotten some beatings on it. You can really tell right there on the handle, it's gotten some beatings on it, but it was brand new when we first got it. Like when I cut down that eucalyptus, I think that was the first tree, or even the third tree, but the first job that I had with that, so I got it for that job. I'll probably, put a picture in right here somewhere, I don't know, whatever the YouTube people do. I make a horrible YouTuber because I'm not exciting. Everything's in my head. Everything's kind of planned out with no plan, but yet a plan. I can't explain it a lot of what I do, but I can do it. I can do it, and I'm showing, I can show it to talk about everything, it doesn't always come out clear, and I kind of figured that out because when I talk to people, it doesn't always come out where I like. I'm not a very extrovert like I always present myself to be. I'm still that introvert kid as when I was a little boy. But that's kind of what the nature of this thing is I am an introvert. I'm by nature an introvert. By beatings, and not literal beatings, but like worldly beatings. By not really getting what I want out of life, I've become the extrovert. Because, you know, the introvert sometimes becomes, by what I've seen, the introvert loses. Now, sometimes the introvert wins. Sometimes the introvert can see more than the extrovert because, you know, by description, the extrovert sees what's on the outside, the introvert sees what's on the inside. But making a business, you got to be both. By making a business, if you really want to be successful, you can't just be, you know, a one-man band. You got to learn how to make the whole band. You got to learn how to, you know, just like my son came in, you know, no shoes, what are you doing? It takes a lot more than one to tango in a family. It takes two, it takes, right now, we have 6. And if you include my father, you have 7. You include everybody in the family, you have unlimited. You know, you have lots. Everybody affects somebody. You know, there's a saying that says, the first 12 people in your life, no matter their place in this world, it could be in Japan, like my cousin Chad, they could be anywhere, but the first, not saying Chad's on my 12, although he could be, the first 12 people is going to be the people you affect, whether they're right next to you or not. The things that you do affect them spiritually, translating cross, you know, cross realms, cross everything. You just affect them. Whether you're happy or sad, whether you're successful or not. Whether you feel successful and you're still not. Whether you don't feel successful, but you are. These things get translated across spiritually. There's things I've learned that can't easily be explained, but I can, you know, but it's just the explanation has to take a receiving end. And if you're not receiving of it, then of course an explanation is pointless because it's only one end. But I think that's what the benefit of this video is, that it doesn't have to be impactful this moment. It could be impactful throughout time. It can be impactful throughout whatever, you know, whenever. It could be 20 years, it could be 50 years, it could be 1 year, it could be right when it's uploaded. It doesn't even matter. Wife and Idaho has done me well. I've met lots of crazy people. I'm going to focus this video on one thing, and that's just an update of my life in the business and the point of making more of these videos. Because one of my biggest problems of explaining things is I want to go off on points on top of a point, and the point on top of that point of a point, another point. It's just confusing. My brain knows what it's going because it's on the journey, it's on top of the surfboard, but when someone's not on top of the surfboard with the solid feet like me, they get off the surfboard, and then I keep going with the wave. If that makes any sense at all. My biggest problem is that I can flow with things in my mind, in my spirit, and it'll take me to places where you can't necessarily go because you're not on that surfboard. Well, I'm going to try my best, because one set of people that can follow my journey is my kids. Well, if you're not my kids, you haven't heard me talk for a long time, and it's going to sound confusing. The business is going well. In the last 9 months, I've become a contractor, big milestone. I've gotten married, which is a big milestone. It's a huge milestone. I've been baptized a 2nd time. I have a church, which is an enormous milestone. The game has changed for me. I mean, it's literally all flipped around. I've had people come into my life that I've known that God put there. That it wasn't just here, me doing things and me starting a business and me making money. It's never as simple as that. And I think that's the biggest problem people have is people get focused on the outside, money. Church becomes on the outside, you know, and we're not that kind of people. That's not the way we work. We work on much deeper levels, but we have to work on a bilateral system, spirit and body. We have to work on a bilateral system, biology, literally biology. I have lots of things to talk about when it comes to understanding basic principles. I feel like to the world I am not an intelligent person, but honestly on the outside world it seems like I am. But if you were talking a guy that has a PhD and knows 1,000 more facts than I do, you know, he's gonna blow me out of the water. But does he understand what he's saying, or is he just vomiting facts? The understanding is where I feel like I thrive. I can discard things, and maybe today I just don't have the capacity. Maybe you think you have the capacity, but you don't. You know, one of the biggest things, if you really do understand, or you really have knowledge, what about wisdom? What about the wisdom that goes along with the knowledge? Can you use it? Or is it just knowledge? Is it just there and it's just sitting there? Or can you give it away and can it become exponentially powerful? Like, can you teach? You know, even teachers can't teach today. And that's, oh my God. So that's one of the biggest problems, I think, is people like to talk. Like me talking right here, what if it's pointless? But they don't know how to make things work. What if you're just talking? Well, that's one of the disciplines of the Lord is if you're his child, you're listening to, what if you're just blowing hot air? What if it's not really meaning anything? You know, does it mean something to you first? First and foremost, does it mean something to you? Because if it means something to you, then someone else, which is also the same, they have the same mind, they have the same spirit, they live in the same habitat, the same environment as you, they should be able to connect with you. If they can't, then maybe there's that gap that you have to fill, or maybe there's a gap that they have to fill. Which one is more important here? Because like when I talk to people about, you know, political things, you know, the right and the left, well, do you know there's a middle? People think there's a middle, and that middle is, what is the middle? Do you know what the middle is? It's not lefticism. It's not conservatism. It's not right, people. It's liberalism. Liberalism is the middle. Left is people that generally hate nationalism. They talk about racism a lot. They're usually against racism. The middle doesn't want to talk about anything. Doesn't want to talk about religion, doesn't want to talk about politics, kind of just wants everybody to be happy. Everybody be happy. Remember the movie Tropical Thunder? Everybody love everybody. Well, the right can be bigots. The right can be the racist. The right can be the person that's so nationalistic that they're easy picked on because they're, so you have to be intelligent, but intelligent doesn't come effective until you bring wisdom to the table. Like right is America. It's capitalism. It's you know, we can have a family and we can serve God, but then you can become a bigot and you can become stupid. The middle is liberated, and it's just as equally can become stupid. The left is just pure stupid. But the only point that the left has is, in the end of the matter, it's not about man and woman. It's not about capitalism. You know, it's about love, and that's where the hippies, you get it right, but can't be applied to the physical world because the physical world works in a binary system. Man and woman, up and down, left and right, good and bad. But the truth is that none of that really matters. God has control of everything. But where they fall in Their faulties is they don't know what they're doing. What holds it together is the bilateral world. 248751. Oh man, do I not know under what I just said. But to the smallest degree, you can't understand what 248751, 248751 means. It's the physical world. It's the up and down. It's the woman and man. It's the way it's worked. It's the way it's made. The part that doesn't fit into that picture is straight lines. 369. Everything divisible by 3. 9. If you look at the world, it works on nines. Right? You think I'm wrong? Check it out. Look at I think it's vortex math. I think it's 369. Nikola Tesla. Right? People think, and this is stuff I don't really understand fully. Like I said, there's a lot of people with a lot more facts, a lot more understanding, but can they really make sense of it? What I have, I can make sense of. What I say, I can generally make a general sense of. But of course, there's more to it. You know, I'm not God, but 369. It's explaining the world that is unexplainable. And when you try to think so much far on the left that you hate racism, do you know that racism isn't even a thing? It's really an idiot's topic. It doesn't even have a place. But if you are so nationalistic, you can become an idiot, which can be easily picked on and called racist. But the truth is, racism isn't even a thing. It's nationalism. Nationalism was what it originally started out as. I hear my kids. I hear a kid. I hear 2 feet. Let's see. There's Davey. Behind him is Bruno, and I hear Juliet's voice. Well, this was the update. I assume I can make more focused videos such as business, such as spirit, such as my testimony. But today, I just wanted to make a kind of a general topic and see how it goes. Man, I think I have boogers. It's my boy. Say hi, Dave.
Hi.
You done?
Yeah.
You got your working boots on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready to go split some wood?
Split wood? You said we're gonna go to work.
Well, that's splitting wood. We have a firewood business.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna do at that little ranch?
Well, the place where the wood's at.
No, don't do that.
Well, then don't be sitting there watching it. All right, you guys. See ya. Bye. Say bye, Dave.
Bye.
All right, this is for you, Dave.